evening. Hello and welcome to Romance Class Live. You are currently watching the Romance Class YouTube channel, and we, Romance Class, are a community of Filipino authors of romance in English. We came up with Romance Class Live. Hello. We came up with Romance Class Live to try to solve two problems that we are still facing as romance authors and publishers in 2022. Problem number one, we need more audio editions of our stories and we need them to be easy to access. Problem number two, we miss live readings at events. If you are not familiar with Romance Class, we used to hold live events in Manila, and the highlight every time was the live reading of scenes from our romance books by our favorite theater actors. So, Romance Class Live is a live stream where our invited performer reads an entire story from start to finish. The author has given us permission to do this reading, and we will keep the video up on YouTube so readers can have easy access to an audio edition of the story if audio is how they prefer to read. We invite you to listen in, leave your comments and reactions in the chat, and subscribe to our channel so we can do more stuff like this. For our first ever Romance Class Live, we're featuring the short story Choose Your Sweetness by Angeli E. Dumatol. It's a YA story from our NOMCOM Tropetastic anthology in 2022. Here's what the story is about. And hello to the author Angeli is in the chat. Hi! So this is what the story is about. In need of a pick-me-up after losing a shot at her dream, Cyril ends up at NOMCOM where she crosses paths with Soren, who runs the bubble tea shop Earl and Grace. Thanks to hope and comfort in a cup and an adorable little poodle, Soren helps Cyril discover how a little sugar and a bit of sunshine can go a long way in making a good day. Reading Choose Your Sweetness for us is Jam Binay. Before we bring Jam into the stream, I'd like to remind everyone that you can support Romance Class Live by buying us a coffee, meaning donate a minimal or generous amount of your choice at coffee.com, ko-fi.com/Mina vs. Guerra. Type Romance Class Live on the message field if you want the donation to go to the entire team. Type Jam if you want your donation to go entirely to our narrator, Jam Binay. We also have a giveaway. Participate in the live chat. So there's a live chat happening now on this video. Participate in the live chat for a chance to win a Romance Class ebook of your choice. Friends, let's welcome Jam Binay to the stream.
Hello!
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 Hi, Jam!
Hello, Miss
Okay,
Mina.
so Miss Mina, hello. so we're about to start, but first let's I want to say hi to Jam and just kamustahin lang siya yon. And
Hello, everyone.
so Jam has done readings for us a couple of times na, and before you start your reading, so can you tell us a little bit about like what you do and what you're currently busy with in terms of like yeah, and kamusta like your setup. I like your setup. You have this nice microphone. And so tell us what you're up to lately.
Hello. So I'm Jam Binay. I'm a freelance theater actress. But syempre, I also have a day job. So I do marketing for Tanghalang Pilipino also, which is the resident theater company of CCP. Other than that, I also write original music. So my songs are on Spotify if you guys want to check them out. I actually use this mic. I was telling Miss Mina kanina na I use this mic to record my songs. So ayun pa, I'm also singer-songwriter. Nitong
That's so
pandemic lang.
cool. Oh, that's so cool. But wait, when we first met you, you were in school and now you're working. Did you
Yes.
graduate at some point during this?
Actually, when I first did the live reading for Romance Class, I was a fresh graduate.
Okay,
Ayun. That was during
wow.
the
So,
pandemic na po. Yeah, right.
oh my gosh, so right out of graduation, biglang you had to do stuff online.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate it. So we really enjoyed Jam's work for us throughout the different events that we did. And so thank you so much to the people who are in the chat now and participating. So FYI, the author, Doc Angeli, is in the chat. We also have some prompt questions. We encourage you to react. If she chooses to, Jam can see the reactions. So yeah, and if you participate in the chat, you could win giveaway ebook. So how about hello all. Pahabol hello tayo kay sa mga people joining us. Thank you so much for dropping by the stream. Okay, so Jam, let's start.
Choose Your Sweetness by Angeli Dumatol. Chapter 1, Not Sweet, 0%. Well, there it is. The National Music Competition for the Youth's official website updated at exactly 10 o'clock with a much awaited post containing the names of the semi-finalists for this year's contest. And I didn't make it. Nope. There was no sign of my name anywhere among the 10 blessed individuals in the Woodwinds division. I failed to get past the elimination round. I mean, it wasn't that much of a surprise. It's not like I expected to get through, especially with the disaster of an audition that I had. If I ever get to meet Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in the afterlife, he would no doubt chastise me over what I did to his concerto. I still can't listen, much less think about that piece of music without wanting to bury myself within the deep pits of my shame and misery. It goes without saying that I haven't picked up my flute in days. And practice who? I spent a whole year practicing for the competition, making sure that I put in my hours every day after school and even during the weekend. And it only took seconds into the qualifying audition for me to screw up. While I wasn't really expecting another outcome, seeing the cold, bitter truth of my failure confirmed in the announcement page still hurt. Ever since I started learning the flute when I was 7, it's been an absolute dream to compete in the prestigious competition sponsored by no less than the country's Commission for Culture and the Arts. Winning the National Music Competition for the Youth meant getting recognized as one of the best in the country, and it was an honor I hope to be worthy of someday. Not that that someday will come anytime soon. In fact, forget about the NMCY. At this rate, I might not even get into the music conservatory, which has always been the plan. I'd never considered an alternative, but as it turns out, I may not be good enough for that either. I took a deep breath before shaking off the negative thoughts and pulling myself together enough to shut my laptop and get out of bed. My eyes instinctively darted towards the music stand that held the sheet music to Mozart's Flute Concerto in G major, then to the flute case sitting atop my desk. It's been a week since I last took the instrument out, the longest I've ever gone without playing since I first started out. Before I can help it, I feel the familiar pangs of guilt start building up. Teacher Rose's voice echoes in my head, the insistent comments about my breathing, posture, and finger positioning. Missing just one day of practice will cost you, Cyril. You cannot afford to lose momentum. Even more guilt comes when I'm reminded of the fact that I haven't really spoken to her since the botched audition. She knows about the news, of course, and just minutes after the list came out that morning, she tried reaching out. I was too ashamed to take her call. Even now, I can't bring myself to call her back. I don't know what to say. I don't think I'm ready to hear her tell me that it's all going to be okay. It's not. I don't think I can handle her trying to convince me that I can practice, work hard, and come back stronger next year. I can't. The urge to return to bed and hide under the depths and darkness of my blankets is strong, but I force my legs to move. I can't spend another minute alone with the silence. It was leaving too much space in my head for unwanted thoughts, and I really don't want to deal with any more self pity right now. I need a distraction, and that means getting out of the condo and going somewhere, anywhere. It's time for a walk, and I can only hope that it'll be enough to clear my mind. So I end up at the food park. NomNom Commons is only a 10-minute walk away from Saint Tropez Court, our condo, but this is the first time I've actually come to visit. Not that I've never been curious about it and all, it's just that between schoolwork, flute practice, and pre competition preparations, I've never had the time to explore. But now that I'm here, I can understand the appeal. I mean, the place is beautiful, with the eye catching stalls, the spacious dining booths, and the cozy reading nook found at its center, not to mention the wide range of food and drinks offered available to cater to just about every craving imaginable. The lively ambience is an attraction all on its own, though simply looking at it all is beginning to tire me out. The distinct rumbling sound coming from my own stomach makes me realize that I still haven't eaten. Since I'm already here, I may as well take the opportunity to buy something for brunch. I start walking around, checking out the stall menus while avoiding eye contact with anyone and everyone, lest I accidentally give off the impression that I wanted to talk. I'm considering the variety of chorizo burgers from Chori Chori when a dog comes running out of nowhere and starts yapping at me. Now, I'm absolutely no good when it comes to dogs or cats or rabbits or hamsters or any other animal, so of course my first instinct is to run. Never mind that I'm hungry or that the dog's a tiny little brown poodle. It makes no difference. Poodles still possess the same sharp teeth and aggressive disposition as would a giant Rottweiler. It could easily bite my hand off. That'd be the end of my dreams as a flutist and my life as I know it. Shoo! Go away! I wave my hands desperately, trying to drive the terrifying creature away, but I only end up making it even angrier. I'm already taking gradual steps backward and preparing to flee, but before I can attempt to escape, a sharp whistle sounds from my left, and the dog abruptly stops its barking. It drops to its butt and starts panting while looking at me with those wide button eyes, as if it didn't just try to attack me seconds before. There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you! A boy wearing a light yellow button down over a plain white shirt and navy blue cargo shorts comes running from the other side of the food park. His wavy dark hair falls briefly to cover his eyes as he bends to pick up the poodle. The dog looks overjoyed at the sight of its owner and starts licking his face. The boy laughs and plants a quick kiss atop the dog's head before letting it jump back down to the ground. Only then does he finally turn to face me. I'm so sorry about him. He's been bored all morning. He really wants to play. Play? I'm not sure we have the same definition of that word. I want to tell him off for not watching his dog properly and keeping it from attacking poor, unsuspecting bystanders, but the words are lost to me the moment our gazes meet. It's like looking straight at the sun. His smile is so bright it's almost blinding. He radiates so much happiness that it somehow terrifies me. It's intimidating. Like, how is this person real? I must be seeing things. No one can be that happy. My name's Soren, by the way, he says, offering me his hand in another disarming grin. And this little guy's Max. Say hi, Max. The poodle barks on cue as if it understands. Cyril. Despite my many hesitations, I accept the handshake. I also take a step to the side, keeping as far away a distance from Max the poodle as is possible. Cyril. That's a beautiful name. Soren smiles as he reaches inside the gray mini bag that's strapped across his chest. He brings out what I think is a dog treat, a square pellet of sorts, and offers it to Max. Say hi to Cyril, Max. Again, the dog barks and is rewarded with a treat, lots of pats on the head, and an onslaught of seemingly never ending, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?" affirmations. I'm beginning to think that I'm intruding on Soren and Max's bonding time, and honestly, I just want to continue my food search and eat. So I start to make my excuses. Only I don't get a single word out of me before my stomach grumbles loudly, so loud that there's no way to even attempt to hide it. Don't laugh. Soren's not laughing. Not yet, anyway. But I could have sworn I saw his smile growing even wider than before. You're hungry. To make up for Max scaring you, why don't you let us treat you to lunch? Max did not scare me! With another bark, the poodle leaps towards me, and it takes all I have to hold in a scream. I swear the little creature is out to get me! Okay, to make up for Max surprising you then. Soren looks around, examining the different stalls. Anything you're in the mood for? You honestly won't go wrong with anything here. Everything's delicious. Something Bicolano? Can you handle spicy food? If not, maybe steaks from the sizzling place. Or maybe you'd like classic breakfast food, pancakes, waffles? Look, you don't have to treat me to anything. I'm just going to get something to go and head home. I sigh and check my watch. I still have to practice for the contest, and the words come out of the words come out of habit, and it's only when I've said them aloud that I realize that I don't actually have to practice. There's nothing to practice for. Not anymore. The competition's over for me. I failed. Practice? Practice what? Soren's eyes seem to take on a different kind of glow, shining with curiosity and interest. Already, I regret letting the words slip out. Nothing, I mumble, hoping that he just forget and let this slide. Are you a performer of sorts? But of course he doesn't. Of sorts. Please just drop it. A singer? An actor? A musician? Yes, a musician, I say, irritated. I figure it'd be easier to just give some semblance of an answer. Maybe that'll be the end of it. I'm a musician, okay? For a moment, Soren just looks at me as if considering, as if waiting for me to elaborate. When I don't, he simply flashes me another grin and gestures behind him. Well, I'd hate to keep you if you have important things to do, but please, at least let me treat you to a little something. It'll be good, I promise. How anybody can resist that kind of face, I don't know. As much as I'd like to leave, I can't bring myself to do so. Not when he looks at me like that. Not when he's promising me the one thing I want. Something good. Just one good thing about today. And with a smile that I'm beginning to think is capable of ending wars and paving the way towards achieving world peace, he makes it easy to believe him. He makes it easy to trust him. So I do the only thing that I can do. I say, okay. End of chapter 1.
Yay! Thank you, Jem. Okay, I've read this before, but I've read this before, but this meet cute is parang when you're performing it, it's just too much dog. There's so cute. It's so cute. There's a dog tapos may pakain. And then
May libre.
may libreng kain na agad. Oh. Parang of course she has to say yes. Oh, but that's so cute. So, the author says it's cute. So I think I realized when you were reading, and always all the time when we have live readings, na parang when I envision the story as I read it, it's like never. I guess it's because I don't act. I'm not the choices you make, the choices you made for this, and the choices um There are two dogs daw in this ano. So from the comments, Soren is a good boy. And Tara said there are two dogs in this scene, a poodle
I was
and a
about to
golden
say a poodle
retriever.
and a golden retriever.
It's very cute. So by the way, if Jam and anyone else isn't familiar, the way we did our anthology was we listed a bunch of tropes, and every author participating in the anthology had to be assigned a trope and then was
Write a short
given, yeah, and write a short story na
story.
dapat including that trope. Tas the trope that was assigned to Angeli was Grumpy Sunshine. So super established, I super established in chapter 1 what the trope is, I think.
Yeah.
And talagang nag-throw tayo ng cuteness kay hi Kat! Talagang nag-throw tayo ng cuteness kay Cyril, pero ayaw niya. She's so bad trip talaga siya. Okay, so we're just taking a little break. So we're thinking that let's do this in such a way na we have our narrator reading a chapter, and then we take a break, and then we read stuff in the we read stuff in the
In the
chat.
comments.
Yeah, in the comments. Thank you. Hello Kat, hello Celestine, mga people joining late, but that's okay because this is on YouTube. It's gonna be, you can catch the replay as soon as we're done with the live. So if you're just joining us, we're on our break. We just finished chapter 1. Before we head on over to chapter 2, I'd like to remind everyone that you can support Romance Class Live by buying us a coffee, meaning a minimal or generous amount of your choice at coffee.com/Mina Type Romance Class Live on the message field if you want your donation to go to the entire team. Type Jam in the message field if you want your donation to go entirely to our narrator Jam Binay. Keep participating in the live chat because we have a giveaway of an Romance Class ebook of your choice.
Ooh.
Yes. So, hello to our friends who've just joined us. And of course, when this live is over, you can watch the replay and catch the entire part 1 of this reading of Choose Your Sweetness. So, are we ready for chapter 2, Jam?
Yes.
Ready? Okay, let's do chapter 2.
Chapter 2, Less Sweet, 30%. Soren and Max lead the way to a simple but elegant bubble tea stall called Erlen Gray's. The shop's name, depicted in royal blue cursive with the apostrophe replaced by what I think is a tea leaf, stands proudly atop the booth, below which are hanging posters of drink offerings, including specialty milk teas, fruit teas, and smoothies. Blue-gray brick walls make up the shop's frame, one side especially eye-catching with the words, "Hope and Comfort in a Cup," painted in white. Behind the wooden counter is a girl with long wavy hair who immediately beams at the sight of us approaching. Or rather of Max, who seems equally as ecstatic as she is at their reunion. "Max, where did you run off to, boy?" She raises the flip-up countertop at the side and circles out of the stall to pick up the poodle into her arms, nuzzling it with coos. "You better not have bothered our neighbors again." "He didn't," Soren says, not even hesitating to get back behind the bubble tea shop counter. Like he belongs there. "And we have Cyril here to thank for finding him before he could even try." "I didn't find the dog. Technically, it found me, and I try to explain as such. I don't get the opportunity to do so before the girl, who I'm willing to bet is a relative of Soren's, given her too bubbly disposition, turns to me with the most awestruck expression and begins thanking me profusely, as if I just saved her life or something." Soren waves me over to approach the counter, and I'm more than happy to oblige and put some distance between me, the dog, and the smiley girl who introduced herself as Soren's Ate Lynn. Yep, I knew it. They're siblings. "Are you even allowed over there?" I can't help but ask, despite the obvious clues pointing towards this bubble tea shop being something of a family business. "Won't your sister mind?" Instead of taking offense, Soren just laughs at my questions and confirms what I'd already assumed. Of course, I'm allowed here. This is our family shop, and I do take shifts every now and then. Don't worry, I learned all the drink recipes straight from our mom, and I'm very capable of making the magic happen. Allow me to do this properly to complete your experience. Soren straightens his back, wipes invisible dirt off his clothes, and clears his throat before unleashing the full force of his megawatt smile at me. Good morning! Welcome to Earl and Gray's. What can we get you today? Uh. I look up helplessly at the menu, trying to make sense of the shop's drink offerings. The truth is, I'm not too fond of bubble tea. Teacher Rose keeps saying that I have to protect my throat and that milk products can mess with proper breathing and flute tone. So I've always been conscious about the food and drinks that I consume. Who knows if that's even true? But better safe than sorry, right? Soren is quick to pick up on my confusion and directs my attention towards one particular poster. If you don't have anything in mind yet, may I recommend choosing between our signature duo? Both are made using classic Earl Grey tea as a base and our very own homemade milk blend. Signature Earl is blended with honey jasmine green tea, while Signature Grey is a special fusion of oolong and black tea. Both are great with any of our toppings and sinkers like coffee jelly, egg pudding, and of course, tapioca pearls. I understood absolutely nothing of that. Since it's all the same to me, I decide to choose randomly. Whatever comes to mind first. Whatever sounds like I'll be able to handle drinking. One Signature Grey then. My choice seems to please Soren, who eagerly scribbles down my order onto a notepad. Great! What size would you like? I take a quick look at the sample cups at the far side of the counter, placed there to show the drink sizes available to choose from. But really, there's only one choice for me. Petite is fine. Okay, one petite Signature Grey, any add-ons? Another no-brainer. None, please. Got it. Still with that unwavering smile on his face, he gestures toward the placard on his right. It's an infographic demonstrating the range of available sugar levels to customize each drink. And finally, choose your sweetness. The easiest choice of all. I don't even have to think about it. 0%. No sugar. Surprise colors Soren's face as his lips form the most perfect. But he recovers quickly and tries for a teasing tone. No sugar? Yes. Are you sure? No sugar and no add-ons? Not even pearls? Just the... Yes, just the milk tea. My voice comes out sharp, reflecting my impatience. It absolutely annoys me when people attempt to push me towards a different thing despite me already making it clear what I wanted. Or at least what I think I wanted. I sigh and attempt to calm myself. Nothing else. Just the milk tea. Please, I don't like sweet things. He studies my face for a moment, looking like he wants to argue a point. I'm willing to bet that he's very much of a fan of sweet things and probably takes his milk tea at 100% sweetness. But Soren eventually decides against it, whatever it is he originally wanted to say, and instead scribbles something down on the order pad. Okay, coming right up. You can wait with Adeline and Max while I prepare your drink. I'll join you soon. And with that, he goes off to the back of the shop and starts prepping. I don't want to wait with Adeline and Max. So instead, I stay where I'm standing and watch Soren make the magic happen. He moves methodically, mixing what I think may be the tea blend and the milk into a plastic container. After adding a scoop of ice, some stirring and some shaking commences before he finally pours the newly blended drink into a new petite-sized cup and sealing it with a lid. Soren appears pleasantly surprised to find me still there by the counter. His lips curl into a small, carefree smile. He places the completed drink in front of me with a flourish. Ta-da! One petite Signature Grey for Miss Cyril. No toppers, no sinkers, 0% sweetness. He pushes the container with the individually wrapped paper straws towards me and tells me to enjoy it. I peer inside the plastic takeaway cup, decorated with the shop's name and elegant script, and admire the rich, smooth beige milk tea. The drink smells amazing. With Soren looking at me expectantly with twinkling eyes and an encouraging smile, I pop the paper straw into the lid and gingerly take a sip. I'm immediately overwhelmed with a comforting taste that's just the perfect amount of sweet and creamy. Soren's right. That's definitely magic, all right. What do you think? For the first time today, Soren's voice takes on an uncertain tone, as if bracing himself for what my answer will be. It's good, I manage, though good doesn't even begin to cover what Signature Grey really tastes like. The promise of their tagline is no fluke. The drink really is like hope and comfort in a cup. I, yeah, it's good. How eloquent, Cyril. Still, Soren seems happy with my reply. A proud expression settles on his face as he visibly relaxes. I'm glad. You should try the signature Earl next time. Adeline chimes in as she makes her way back behind the shop counter. Max shuffles after her and even barks as if to sound out agreement. I can guarantee that it's way better than the signature Grey. Like, way better. Oh, come on, Adeline. Just let me have this one, please. Soren says, laughing. He goes on to explain that the two of them had each helped conceptualize their family's shop signature drinks. The shop, as well as the drinks, aren't just named after the popular tea blend they use, primarily as the base for their products, but also after them. Erlyn Jane and Soren Grey. She thinks Grey is good, but I bet she'll find Earl better. On the contrary, Ate, I don't think Sarah will appreciate the honey syrup you put in Earl. It's way too sweet, even without the added sugar. No, it's not. It is. It's just the right amount of sweet. I watch this too lively exchange between siblings and between sips of signature Grey, all the while thinking about how I should make my exit. Just watching them converse with high energy and matching cheerfulness is physically draining. I don't think I can ever keep up. Oh, and before I forget, here. Soren slides a piece of paper across the counter. It's a flyer advertising open mic night and NOMCOM happening every Friday, starting at 6 p.m. This is tomorrow. You may be interested. I don't. Soren reaches for my free hand and places the flyer on my palm. Between the unexpected warmth of his touch and the blinding brilliance of his smile, I have little choice but to accept the paper. Performers of all ages and talents are encouraged to participate. Just think about it. No pressure. It'll be a chill and fun night. I stare at the flyer in my hand. Soren is clearly trying to invite me to perform tomorrow, even though he doesn't know what kind of musician I am, and even if I'm any good at all. If he knew just how badly I screwed up Mozart's concerto, he wouldn't be inviting me to perform here or anywhere else for that matter. Besides, this doesn't seem like an appropriate venue for classical music. Anything and everything goes during NOMCOM open mic night, Soren says, as if reading my thoughts. Joining competitions is important and all, but sometimes it gets in the way of what's truly important. You know, like sharing your talent with others and enjoying every moment and every beautiful thing you help bring out into the world. The way Soren's looking at me makes me think that he knows more than he's letting on. That even without me speaking the words out and telling him about my story, he already understands. His words are meant to convince me to come tomorrow, but he doesn't know what he's attempting to ask for more than that. He's asking me to remember. Remember how it felt to play and perform simply for the fun and beauty of it. He's asking me to give it a try once again. I'll keep that in mind. Great. Soren treats me to another dazzling smile. I might take to the stage myself too. I hope to see you then. End of chapter 2.
Yay! Thank you, Jam. So I love this. Anyway, anyway, we do it. We do that. We would love this kind of live stream, and I actually do love it. So uh, hello to everyone in the chat. Kamusta? So they have been sharing their milk tea preferences. so so apparently people who are also as zero sugar have been have been representing.
No
And
sugar and no add-ons.
no sugar, no. Apparently may no sugar, no add-ons dito sa chat. So okay lang pala yun. Ako no sugar din ako. And then people are revealing their preferences for 50%, 25% may pearls. uh, okay. I think and Tara I think mentioned the game that the story kind of reminded her of any Tears of Themis? Tears of Themis. Anyway, it's a game that some of the authors play and I don't know, biglang nagkaka reminiscent of certain influences. So that's cool. But so one of the reasons why we also wanted so all of our stories Sana, to have audio editions is because I don't know if I don't know if anyone else felt this, but it was really hard to read during everything that's happening. And I actually and a bunch of other people parang really took to audiobooks during this time. And
Yeah.
it's helpful. I mean, you still what we discovered kasi is we still want the stories, we still want to be able to experience like the romance stories and everything. But either ako kasi ang nangyari sa akin, like I was doing supermarket shopping for 3 hours kasi ang haba ng pila, and then I really just spent the time listening to listening to audiobooks, and that's how I read so much during the lockdown. And if you try to look for audiobooks that are our stuff, kulang talaga. And I actually love that once we got to, tsaka nakakamiss din yung live readings. Just the choices that you were making in your line delivery and reading, ang cute lang. And then yun nga, biglang, I put it in the chat, pero na-realize ko how much of a character Max the dog is in
Yeah.
this because suddenly, ayan na. Oh. Biglang suddenly, mas naririnig ko for whatever reason, mas present si Max. Ang galing. It's nice. And even if you've read the short story before in the anthology, I think this is a great way to experience it again as read by Jam. So, thank you. So yung style na gagawin natin for this is where we are going to we've planned a part 1, part 2. So this was part 1. It's a four chapter it's a 4 chapter short story. So we're gonna do part 1, which is chapters 1 and 2 this week, and then next week we'll do chapters 3 and 4. So may suggestion from the chat na yung author may live reaction thumbnail siguro. Ayan, tingnan natin kung tingnan natin kung if you have other suggestions for us, drop them in the chat and also on Twitter kasi we can incorporate some of your suggestions siguro for the next episode. But definitely the main episode is Jam reading, and then the other stuff we can add. We can add if we can. Nako nag-react si author. um, so we actually have a winner. So thank you so much for participating in the chat. We have a winner, and congratulations to Kat. We've drawn your name as the winner, and you get to choose a romance class. So nag-suggest ka na nga, makakatanggap ka pa ng ebook. That's great. A poodle on the live stream. um, actually next week may magmi-milk tea na talaga ako in the live stream. Yun yung nakalimutan kong gawin today because I had other stuff going on. But next week I will have milk tea. I don't know if we can have a poodle. But yeah, so tune in next week for part 2, which is chapter 3 and chapter 4, which is the last chapter. So thank you so much, Jam.
Thank you.
We will be back next week for chapter 3 and the last chapter of Choose Your Sweetness by Angeli E. Dumatol, narrated by Jam Binay. I'd like to remind everyone that you can support Romance Class Live by buying us a coffee. Uh, at coffee.com/Mina vs. Guerra. Type Romance Class Live on the message field if you want your donation to go to the entire team, or type Jam if you want your donation to go entirely to Jam. Binay. What's this poodle heist happening in the comments? Wait. and, uh, uh, distract ako. Don't steal poodles. Thank you to everyone for participating in the live chat. And before we go, please like this stream in particular. Please hit like and share it on your social media. If you have questions, if you have suggestions for us, please put it on Twitter. We are on Twitter at RomanceClassBKS. So just send us your suggestions so we can do all of it except steal poodles in next week's episode. Thank you so much for joining Romance
Thank
Class Live.
you.
Good night, everybody.